Imagine a world without internet. No YouTube, no TikTok, no Snapchat, no social media. What would you be doing? Well, you would be watching a thing called a TV. And instead of one or two 5 second skippable ads, you would have to watch five long 30-second ads. And there were some channels that didn't even get the good shows like Danny Phantom or The Amazing World of Gumball. Because that was cable. There was a Green Brother and Sister where you got shows that were educational, not stupid like Gumball or Uncle Grandpa or anything like that. So how do I explain this? My mom literally gave everyone a phone in my family in the 6th grade. My sister's not even 11 yet, and she already has a tablet, probably a whole YouTube channel. I got a tablet, but I was like 12 when I got mine. I finally got my phone in 9th grade, and then she broke it. I was always on the TV watching stuff like Cartoon Network. And it gets boring. It's the same shows over and over and over. And I'd always be like, can we go somewhere? Can we do this? Can we do that? And it would just be like, she would look me dead in the eyes like this and just be like, no. And I'd be like, why? Because you don't live here. You now go back to watching TV. And she would always be talking about the internet bad for you, but she would be on the internet herself. It just like made no sense to me. A life without internet? Okay, time for the story. So I was about 10, and I was watching Ben 10 since I was 5. My brother was talking to me about how the animations used to be better, how they looked more realistic. And eventually the older shows like Alien Force and Ultimate Alien came. And I'm like, oh my god, look, they got a new series. And it's like the old ones, and they're like, nah, those are the old ones. Those are the ones we grew up with. I'm like, oh. But I would sit there and binge watch just because I didn't want to talk to my mom. Because she would always be mean to me and like treat my siblings better. But you know what? In the end, I know she still loved me. Now I'm 18, foster care, extended foster care, living off of food stamps, and making YouTube channels on a shitty Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy. But the point I'm trying to make for this part of the story is, how does the TV go? Okay, I'm gonna go into details. What would happen is every day they would play an episode. Luckily enough, I was able to get cable, but it wasn't always like that. When I was really young, I had a thing called PBS Kids, and it was shows like the Clifford the Big Red Dog. I'm gonna start with that one. What happened was there was a dog like this big, and this girl who loved the dog very much, so he grew up to be. You see that door? That wasn't even bigger than him. The man grew up to be the size of a house. Something that always made me mad also is there were no crossovers. Like there was also Clifford's Puppy Days where he was still tiny, and they were in the same universe, and he could never go on a shadow woman and be like, "What's up, bitches? What a thud now." I actually got this video idea from the Odd Ones Out. Shout out the Odd Ones Out. He brought up a good show that I checked out, Cyber Chase. How they were trying to save this motherboard from this guy named Hacker who infected her with a virus. They would always get this close, and they never saved her in the show. But they were always learning new math, and the show's still going on today. Or how about Dragon Tales. There was a dragon in a wheelchair. I thought that was pretty cool. They were showing even the thugs can be disabled, still be a thug. And then there were always two dragons, like two-headed. Two heads are better than one. But they would always be seen apart from each other. It was like a high school relationship, not a middle school one. Yeah, these are just kind of thoughts I wanted to. It's not even really a story. But how do I end this? Set down your device every once in a while. Spend time with your friends, your family, without a screen. Go on a picnic, go to the park, go on a walk, get some fresh air. Quit rotting your brain with all of it. Also, please, to God, subscribe. That would appreciate me really well. I mean, I would appreciate that really well. And please like the video, comment, and share. Thank you.